Video, I just want to go through viewings. They're not as complicated as people think. Use it as a relationship builder exercise as well as checking the property out. This is where you can form part of a networking meeting with estate agents or with vendors or with landlords and find out about their problems, find out how you can get more property and more stock off them. But in brief, what I tend to do is, quick hack is I tend to have my viewings in my Google Calendar, and when I'm on the viewing, I'll open up the Google Calendar and I'll go through this checklist. And then when I get back to the office, I'll then price the checklist up. So I then, after I've gone through this checklist, I will also go back into the property. I'll take a photograph of every room, a photograph of every damage. I'll go over the street and take a photograph of the house. By doing that, you can see if there's any subsidence, if there's any lintels dropped, any roof work that needs doing. I'll do the same exercise around the back, and if it's an end of terrace, I will do, or a semi, I'll do it the same on the side. So make sure you're taking photographs, because if you're going on 15, 20 viewings a week, it's quite easy to forget these properties. And then what I would do is come back, I fill my checklist in, I cost it up, and I add the photographs, and then I save it as another Google Doc, which is per the property title. And then obviously I put the figures into the deal analyzer. So it just keeps you organized, because not every deal is going to drop straight away. You could get an estate agent ring you up in 2-3 weeks and say, or even 2-3 months and say, is your offer still standing on that property? You know, and then you need to go back and find out. In that time, you could have viewed 100 properties. Same for landlords. You know, they might come back and say, you know, I still haven't rented this in a couple of months. Would you, be interested? So you need to know what you're going to spend. So again, just go through. You can obviously just add comments in and, just right click and check it once you've done it. If you're doing it on your mobile, or if you want to do it on an iPad as you go around, or if you want to just do it when you get back, you can just cut and paste and fill it in. So just looking at the exterior, so when was it built, what the brickwork conditions like, what the drains are like, single or double glazing windows. If there's any large trees close by, that could be an insurance or a mortgage issue, so it's worth noting. Interior, just fairly simple stuff, but signs of damp and signs of woodworm, I've put there 2 links to help you out. Any major cracks could be sign of subsidence. Anything more than probably a £1 coin piece tends to be subsidence. Anything else is just kind of a bit of movement in the plasterboard's cracking slightly. But any exposed wires, what's the age and condition of the boilers, condition of the floor, the decor, basements, any loft insulation, So you want to spend time in these properties. Don't let an estate agent rush you through it. And when you're booking your viewings, tell them that you're going to be on the viewing for a while. And if you're going to meet a landlord or a vendor, then they're happy to sit there and chat anyway. So it's the estate agents that tend to run you through. Kitchen, what does it look like? What do you need? Is it workable? What's getting left in terms of white goods? What's fitted? What's not? Bathrooms, any sign of damp, what's the condition of the ceiling like, what's the pressure like from the taps and the showers, additional checks, smoke detectors, locks on doors, the neighbours, any flood risks, home security alarms, do they work, so a pretty in-depth checklist here. I want you to just use it, get used to it. Around the property is good, especially if you're going to look at doing like SAs and HMOs. This is really good to know what's around. Any flats, we need to know the additional information such as leases, any covenants, all that sort of stuff. Rip out, space for skips, access for removals. I know I did a refurb once and totally forgot that there's no exit out the garden and the garden need ripped up. So we had to pause the decoration, pull the floors up and pull all the crap through the house, a big lesson learned on that one. So, just make sure you're thinking about your rip out and where the mess is going to go. And then obviously if it's HMO and SA, you need a few more considerations to what you would normally have. So go through your checklist in depth, tick it all off, and in no time at all, you'll become an expert at viewing. You'll know what to look for, and you'll get slicker and slicker and quicker at doing this. But don't rush anything. You're going to be spending money. You want to make sure it's right. And then obviously when you get back to the office, cost it all up. So copy of the checklist is down below. Get on your first one, get it filled in, and let us know how it's gone.